Komrad 12 final ultimate review. Now I have a howitzer muzzle device on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this the howitzer Komrad 12. Now this is Homer Simpson. It's my boy. I love it. Now what I'm making this review for is the fact that I wanted to be able to rock and lock a fully load Saga 12 magazine in with the bolt closed, because I think we all just idiots by having to pin the damn bolt back just to put a magazine in and be able to charge one into the chamber. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. So I had to change that. Even if I have the same amount of jams and hiccups or whatever, I still had to change that shit. So here's my howitzer Komrad 12 from tip to butt. First off, we're going to do the howitzer 70 muzzle device. Sorry about the shadows, I'm in my room. Bam. I changed the regular Komrad 12 foregrip to that peanut butter looking color one they got. Then when I first got it, it came with no fore-end, and I really wanted a fore-end, and I really wanted one with the textured grooves on the front, and I really wanted it with that fat piece on the back like it came out the box. This foregrip is from Fab Defense. Perfect. I bought the TAC 47 auto plug. I don't want to turn it because you guys won't be able to see it. But that's the TAC 47 auto plug that I went with. I really want to change and upgrade this safety selector because it sucks ass. I really want to change that punk ass, squishy ass trigger. It sucks. Let's see it. It got too much play. I do it from this side. What? Too fast. It got too much play and I don't like that squishy shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the trigger and the safety selector. The rear grip is from ATI. I bought that to match the foregrip. I bought the SP3 brace to match everything else. Now, all three colors don't match at fucking all, so I'm gonna have to spray them. I bought a D-Void plug so to give it that tactical look. I fucking love it. And that is my howitzer Komrad 12. Alright, welcome back, YouTube. This is a part of the magazine portion of my Komrad review. I'm here with 6 different Saga 12 mags. The first one is brand new, just got it in the mail. It's an AGP Arms magazine, brand new, unmodified. This is a Pro Mag, unmodified, brand new. This is an SGM Tactical. I've already had this one, modified it. Has a red follower. This is a SDS Imports 10-round Saga, brand new, unmodified red follower. Kalashnikov USA. I already had this one. I modified the follower. And the CS Specs 10-round Saga mag, steel. This is unmodified and I already had it. Now, there's 2 things you want to do to these magazines to get them to load the correct way. And by the correct way, I'm talking about when you drop the magazine follower into the magazine. This is a unmodified follower, unmodified magazine. When you drop it in, it's supposed to go all the way down. This one gets stuck. See how that follower got stuck? Now, you don't want the follower to get stuck. So I got to modify the magazine and I got to modify this follower. Now, with the SGM Tactical, the follower was working at one point in time. I messed it up by dremeling it. This is the tool you want to use, the Dremel tool. I modified this red mag. You want to cut off the little sidebars on the side of the magazine until it's completely flat. If you look at this red one and look at this red one, you'll be able to see the bars that I'm talking about on the sides. You want to machine it flat. This one I still got some work to do, so I need to continue filing. But when I drop the follower into the magazine, it goes all the way down and then some. It actually touches the feed lip. So you got to modify the magazines on the sides to go all the way down. This one, this AGP mag and the unmodified magazine, it goes all the way down just fine, but it leaves that stupid little gap right there. You don't want that when you're trying to load your Komrad 12 or Saiga or Lynx 12 or any kind of Saiga platform with the mag fully loaded with the bolt closed. You don't want this space here, so you got to Dremel that mag. So since it slides in easily, I think the actual magazine is fine, but you do have to take the bars off the side of this follower too until it's completely flat, so it can go all the way to the feed lips. The second thing is the base plate holder. If you see the base plate holder, it comes with these two prongs. The Kalashnikov, it comes with two prongs. The Kalashnikov was actually longer than this. The Kalashnikov was about as long as the SDS imports. So what you gotta do is you gotta cut the prongs, you gotta cut this pretty much in half to be able to fit 10 rounds into the magazine and to be able to load it into the Saiga platform. It'll have to have enough play in between the round and the bottom of the bolt. So when you put the mag in, it'll push down, it'll depress, and you'll be able to rock and lock the mag into the gun. Those are the two things that I did to these, that I'm gonna do to the rest of these magazines. But with this steel magazine, you should not modify this steel magazine. The follower, yes, it gets hung up and it leaves that gap. But when I still have enough play to push down, rock and lock it into the Komrad, and I still have enough height on the round to be able to charge one into the chamber. So those are the two things to be able to rock and lock the AK into the gun and to be able to charge one into the chamber. So do those two things and you'll be just fine. All right, guys, welcome back. I just wanted to show you guys my 3 new mags I got in the mail and how I touched them up. With the AGP mag, I didn't Dremel anything at all on the inside. All I did was touch the mag follower, and all I did was take the bars off of the sides. That's it. And once I took the bars off of the sides, it fit like a glove. With the SDS Imports mag follower, I had to go down completely flat on this side, completely flat on this side, take some off of the back, and I left the anti-tilt follower or the anti-tilt little knob or whatever on the front. I did not Dremel that, so leave that on there. With the SDS Imports magazine, I Dremeled the inside, like the top for that last round, touch the feed lip. I Dremeled that to where it's a lot more smooth so it won't catch up on the little the sidebars on the side of the follower. I also Dremeled down the feed lip because it's metal and you don't want that dragging against the brass, you'll have more jams like that. I actually Dremeled down U looking piece right there, you got to pull the metal piece off and Dremel that U down just a little bit, so when you go to charge one in the chamber, it'll actually hit the round and force it to go into the chamber. That's what I did with the SDS import. With the Magpul, I also dremeled the inside with that last round hold on. It was just too tight. It was holding on to the round, so it didn't really feed. It was holding on to the Mag follower also, so it didn't feed. I also dremeled down the feed lip, so it could also hit the round and force the round into the chamber. I did not have to hit that U shape right there. I didn't even pull the metal piece off. I just dremeled it straight down, made it a little more flat, and it holds up. So just dremel the insides on both sides and you should be good to go. All right, guys, I'm here again with another Komrad review with the gas pucks. This is the OEM gas puck that came with the Komrad 12. This is the Carolina Shooter Supply gas puck that I bought from Carolina Shooter Supply. And I bought this digital scale from the gas station. So I wanted to run some tests to see if it was the gas puck that was the problem with my cycling issues. So let's try. Is on ounces. Let's see. You can't really see on here, but let's say ounces, by the way. So let's see how much this weigh. 1.31 ounces. .04 ounces. So the Carolina Shooter Supply gas puck is a lot lighter, and I suggest using that one. So if you put the gas, the Carolina Shooter Supply gas puck in your Komrad 12, it should be a lot lighter and help with the gas situation. So you should be able to shoot birdshot. Should be able to. I just got 250 rounds in the mail, so it's time to test them out. All right, guys, I'm back with a spring review for the Komrad 12, and which spring I decided to choose so I can rock and lock my mags into the Komrad 12 with the bolt closed and be able to charge one into the chamber successfully. Which spring do you guys think I chose? Let's guess. This is the light spring from Carolina Shooter Supply. This is the OEM spring that came with the Komrad 12. Which one you think I chose that to help with my cycling issues? I think I chose the OEM spring. Why? Because it's the strongest spring. So whenever you go to pull the bolt back and charge it into the chamber, it'll have enough juice to send it into the chamber without jamming. This one is just way too weak. You should just save your money. Don't even buy it. So use the light gas puck and use the stronger spring. Now, other than that, the reason I chose the stronger spring is because I was thinking between the two, the OEM spring was too strong. That's the reason why I was getting jams. So what I did is I just pulled on the spring a little bit, all on each, like 3 times in different sections, and loosen the spring up a little bit because it was definitely smaller than the new spring. So I just stretched it out just to slow the bolt down a little bit so it won't give me a jamming hiccup, and I'm gonna just rock with it and see how it works. If I need to go back to the OEM spring, I just go to Carolina Shooter Supply and buy an OEM spring. They are cheap. You should do it too. Okay, guys, this is a muzzle brake part of my Komrad 12 review. Now, these are the muzzle brakes that I bought. I bought This one, the Sabre Boss door breacher. This one came with the gun, with the Komrad 12 on Gunbroker. Had nothing to do, well, it did have a lot to do with my purchase, but it had nothing to do with coming from me like Google searching it or anything. This muzzle brake is called the Howitzer 70 from High Tech Customs in New York. If you get this one, reach out to my guy Carl. He's a very nice guy. I ordered this muzzle brake. Well, I ordered the KSG muzzle brake on eBay. Turns out the one on eBay doesn't fit because they can't sell the one for the Komrad 12 on eBay. So I reached out. Carl hit me back probably the same hour. And he basically told me I bought the wrong one. You need to buy the one with the 3 rings on the end. You see the 3 rings? Excuse me, I'm drinking a beer. But basically you got to buy the Howitzer 70 with the 3 rings on the end, and you'll have the right one for the Komrad 12. This is the DK, D as in dog, K as in killer, 01 muzzle brake from SDS Imports. I bought this muzzle brake from Atlantic Firearms. The reason I bought it from Atlantic Firearms is, one, because I didn't know SDS Imports sold this one. 2, I was looking at a different muzzle brake that looked just like this one. See, this one got 3 slits on this side, and it's flat on that side, and it's flat on the bottom. But it got these gaping holes on the top. So that's to keep the muzzle down. These holes are to keep the muzzle down. The Howitzer 70 got it's a howitzer. It's a howitzer muzzle brake. This one is a door breacher. The reason I have all 3, like I said, this one came with the gun when I bought it. I just got this one in the mail, so I'm really excited to have this one. I was really thirsting over this one, but it's expensive. But I bought this one off Atlantic Firearms because I was eyeballing the one on Carolina Shooter Supply. It looked just like this one, but it has slits on this side too. Then it also have the gills. Now I shot with this one first. I don't like it. I like it in terms of, like, it's a door breacher, obviously, but I don't like it because when I shot it a few times, I had a bruised shoulder. So that's the recoil doing too much. Haven't shot this one yet, just got it. Excited about it. But this one right here, the reason I took it off, not only for this review, but these gills. I fucking hate these gills. Why? Because look at it. Whenever you shoot it, the gas is coming back at you versus doing whatever. It does its job, but you're getting most of that gas back in the face and eyes. So that's why I took that one off and got this one. Not saying that this one will do much. It should do just the same in the recoil, but I shouldn't be eating as much gas as I was with this one. So that's why I'm going with this one. So, all right, guys, here's a couple of other things that I did to my Komrad 12 to be able to fully loaded magazine with the bolt closed and be able to charge one into the Komrad 12. This is what I was able to do. First, I switched my gas puck to a TAC 47 auto plug. That works amazing. So all I got to do with this damn thing is, you see that little piece right there, that circle piece? I just got to take an Allen key and tighten down the screw because it came loose during this video, and that also contributed to some of my hiccups. But I like it though. This piece right here on the bolt, I had to shave that down. I thought it was grinding, so I shaved that down with the Dremel tool. The bolt, I kept my bolt black just to show you guys where I dremeled it. Now, this is how the bolt would look if the gun was upside down. You see how it's polished down? I basically polished that. I polished the underside of the rails. I took it apart. I polished the face of the bottom piece. This extractor claw right here, I shaved it down on the bottom, and that's where that ammo would ride on whenever you rocking like a fully magazine, and it'll push down on this piece right here. So you got to shave it down. I took the extractor claw down. It was sitting high. See, it's not even as high as the other one. I shaved it down. This extractor claw, I took the Dremel tool to that biting piece right there that holds on to the shell of the ammo, because whenever I was having jams with that piece right there holding on to the shell all the way back and not ejecting the damn thing, so it wouldn't even fly out. I came down on some of this wear piece right here, and I rounded off some of the locking mechanism. You can probably see it. I rounded off some of that locking mechanism to loosen up the tolerances, because I was having jams that way too. That's why I left my bolt black, to show you guys. Now, with the inside of the Komrad 12, I polished down the hammer face. I polished down the rails. You see that piece right there? That piece right there in the normal AK-47 is to extract the round. But in the Komrad 12, it's useless. So basically, I sanded that down because the brass was rubbing against that side and that side right there. So I sanded both sides down. I sanded both rails. I sanded these pieces right here because I thought those was grinding on my bolt carrier group. Under the weapon, you see that ledge right there? I Dremel tooled that bad. And the reason I did that is because whenever you rocking like a fully loaded magazine, this piece right here would start taking plastic off the top of the round. So whenever you go to charge one into the chamber, it's hard to pull back. So you got to Dremel that back. Under it, like right above it, that's the actual chamber. So what I did is I took some sandpaper and I rounded that piece off because it was a little blocky. And every time I charged it back and let it go, my ammo would hit right there on that block piece and get jammed up. And it'll force my ammo to be janky. And it'll be hard to get into the chamber. You'll see me hitting the bolt carrier group trying to get it into the chamber. That was one of my faults. On the bottom, I pretty much rounded off that bottom piece right there. You can easily see it. This inside rivet, the inside rivet, I pretty much took that down because that was grinding against the brass as I was shooting it. That rivet over there, same thing. And those are the tips and tricks that I did for this Komrad 12. here's the final review. I counted 63 shots, 19 fails, and I mean fails by failure to extract and failure to feed. So I wouldn't really call those fails, I just call them slowdowns. So overall, I can use this as my self-defense weapon now. I'm happy, I'm proud, and I hope some of you guys actually follow along. If not, that's okay. Pin the damn boat back and feel like a fucking idiot if you want. That's just not me. Have a good day. Happy Father's Day.